All right, going to do an update video here, just let people know what's going on with us, with our family. We're here on our property right now. I'm not sure if I want to post this video before or after the sermon I just did, not sure. But I said in the other sermon, for those wondering, these are wild lupines that you see all around here. Beautiful flowers here in northern Maine. I remember being in Alaska years ago and they had wild lupine there, and I was in Montana at a different time. I had a brother that lived there, and so I don't remember if they had lupine there or not, but I think that they might, but whatever. Basically, where we're at right now with our lives is we had three main big projects, and one of them is done, second is mostly done, and then we just have the third to finish up yet. And then we're ready for winter. We're going to be, everything's fine. We've been living here now for probably about 2-3 months off grid. My stress level has definitely gone down from the time of living in town. This has been a dream of mine for many, many years. I've had a lot of different times of being off grid and different, countries and things even. Different mission trips I was on, they were off-grid properties I stayed at for, week or 2 or 3. And I've always dreamed of having this life. Well, here we are, and it's very challenging, but very rewarding as well, as far as just the freedom to be able to do things and whatever. So just want to thank everybody out there that's been a friend of the ministry for years and years. And just would like to ask prayer for God's will to be done concerning the new ministry office, the relocation of that, because that is still a very big drain on our time, our energy, and even our finances, because it's a 3-hour round trip, hour and a half up, hour and a half back. And the place we have just is not going to work. We actually would like to get something smaller, Lord willing. Not sure yet. We're praying about it at this point in time. We have the GoFundMe thing over there, and thank you to everybody that has been donating towards that. This ministry is not going to go away anytime soon. It might get kicked off YouTube, but whatever. But I just would like to ask prayer for that, the thing of the new ministry office relocation thing. There really isn't anything available right now, and we don't have the money to really be able to do much anyhow right now. The amount that came in is not enough to really expand the ministry. So please just pray about that. We would appreciate that. And the other big prayer request, which I mentioned in one of the live streams, is PayPal is starting to mess around with us. And I've been with PayPal now for over 10 years, well over 10 years, because I had an eBay account long before I got into ministry. And so everything was always fine with PayPal. And then a couple months ago, they started to ask, hey, we need to verify that this is you. Can you please send us a photo, your photo ID, your driver's license, whatever else, a scanned image. So I have an old flatbed scanner. I scan the image, my driver's license, high resolution, color photo, the whole deal, sent it to them, and they said, we couldn't make it out. Okay, and then they said, we need a utility bill to prove it. Okay, well, here's the utility bill. Same thing. Photo scanned, full resolution, high resolution, whatever, color photo. Not some cheap copy machine or something like that. Well, we weren't really able to get the information we need. We need to see proof of your social security number. We need to see proof of your tax number. We need to see proof of your business name and house registered in the state of Maine. And we need to see proof. And it's just gotten so ridiculous. And, we provided the proof. And they don't even respond back when we do. It's just, oh, okay, well, we need to see this now. And we need to see that now. And we have to see these other things. And I said to my wife, I said, it's interesting because our bank, You know, I mean, PayPal is kind of online banking. Our physical bank that we deal with here in Maine, they've never even asked to see all that stuff. My ministry has a bank account, a business slash personal bank account, and they never even asked to see all my tax number type of stuff and whatever else. They're always very good to deal with. So PayPal asking to see all this stuff is just ridiculous. And then I found out recently that PayPal has been going after, conservative type of people and things. And so basically our account now has a limitation on it where we get donations from people. All we can do is transfer it to the bank. We can't use PayPal to buy anything anymore. We used to buy things through eBay a lot as a way of, okay, we need these things for the home, this stuff. We ordered different types of, even nutritional types of things, whatever else over eBay. Can't do it anymore. So I'm not even sure if I can get orders anymore. People order the external hard drive, and that's a problem because in the future we're planning to come out with more things to sell, more offline videos and things, and other possibly books and things like that in the future. And now I can't do any of that after being with PayPal for over 10 years. Never had a problem. But now all of a sudden I'm supposed to provide all these papers, and I do, and they still say, oh, we're going to have to just knock your account down a little bit here and whatever else, and you can't buy now with our service anymore. So persecution is definitely coming to Christians. It's already here, and I had put out a thing there saying what would be a good alternative to PayPal. I mean, I don't think eBay accepts anything but PayPal, so that's kind of a bit of a bummer. But I guess there's other things I can use, Etsy and things like that. My wife uses Etsy for things that I'll say, could you look this up, or could we we need to get some of this or whatever else, and she'll look it up on Etsy or whatever. So give me your suggestions. I already had a brother suggest something. Can't remember what it is right now, but just haven't had time to check into it because we're down here a lot more than we're up at the office. And so alternatives to PayPal for online banking. I've heard about the thing of Bitcoin, and I'm a little bit on Bitcoin because of the whole thing of the market spiking, and you all of a sudden you're rich, and then now it's not worth anything and whatever else. And I understand all the money type of stuff in this world is manipulated. I mean, it's ridiculous. So I understand some of that, but I don't think it'd be right to have something like Bitcoin and people donating to the ministry through Bitcoin, and then all of a sudden the value goes like that and I become a millionaire or something. I don't think that's right. I think that wealth should come from the sweat of your brow and laboring with your hands. And that doesn't necessarily mean you have to be a farmer or a logger or construction guy or whatever else. I think it's just laboring. If you have an office job, you're still working hard and putting in a lot of hours and things. It's mental, work. But I think that's where your wealth should come from, not because the market changed and now you're rich or something as a result. I have a problem with the whole Bitcoin thing, honestly. So that's not one I'd be open to, in other words. But if there's anybody that has any suggestions out there, different types of things that could be used, that I can switch ministry stuff away from PayPal, get me. It's just open persecution. I mean, it's ridiculous. Give us all these private documents that you really don't want to share in an online form, and then when you share them with us and you show that yes, you are a legitimate ministry, registered in the state of Maine, now we're just going to reject all that and just pretend that we didn't actually see any of that. I mean, so but really looking forward to doing a lot more work for the Lord. It's been a thing where I explained it before of we're here, so much stuff to do. We've been getting a lot of rain here, so it's been a problem with firewood because we do a lot of our cooking on a wood cook stove. So our wood, that we've been using is getting wet and whatever else, and I have to build a wood shed. It's back that way. And I don't know if you can even see it there in the photo, but it's over here. I'm going to be building a wood shed, and it's, just trying to get things done, the basics. I mean, we bought this land and we're building from ground up. Again, I've talked about that in other videos and things, so I'm not going to get into a big thing of why that, when you're in video ministry. I will say this, just to those that have donated to the ministry, if you've never heard why we do that, we want to live the off-grid way. It's cheaper, definitely a lot cheaper. It's a lot more peaceful. We need it in the kind of ministry that we're in, where there's a lot of stress and whatever else. You need to have this peaceful environment here where you can come and just de-stress, unplug from the whole internet world, and just say, okay, I'll get back to you then eventually. But that's why we do it. And this property here does not have electricity available to it, so it's not really possible to ever have a ministry office here on this property, nor would we actually want it. So that's why we're doing that. It's cheaper. That's the big issue there. Get a house or something like that on land, or even a house in a small town or something. You're spending a lot more money. And also, I want a place where I can teach my son the kind of skills that I've learned over the years. I want to be able to teach him how to log and how to, build things. He was actually saying this morning, we got up and we have a little sleeping cabin that we built last year, and it still needs some work done to it. That's one of the 3 big projects that we're getting done. And he said to me, Dad, he's sitting there, he says, Dad, remember when I helped to build this cabin? I said, yeah, son. I said, not many 3-year-olds can say that. And I mean, picking up 2x4s, getting the box of screws for Daddy, and he's getting my drill, and he's getting the hammer and the nails, and he's, he was there the whole time. I'd climb up, to the roof to work on the roof, and he'd be down there holding the ladder, 3-year-old. And it's just the way he's been raised. And I want him to have that experience. So that's another reason why we do what we do, being here. And, just the peace that we find here. And if you don't, if you've never been to a place like this, well, you wouldn't understand. But you should get out and be in nature sometimes. So I think that's going to be it for the update. But the 2 big requests right now are, number 1, the ministry office relocation. It's really wears us out. This big, huge drive back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Pray that the Lord would open up the right place for us, and that we would have the money to be able to purchase it. That's request number 1. Request number 2 is a replacement for PayPal. Something it's, I was going to say something that's not owned by liberal Goonies, but we're talking about the internet here. So those 2 would be the ones that I would say, those are the 2 biggest prayer requests right now that we have for all of our praying viewers out there, the friends of the ministry. And just, again, thank you from the bottom of my heart. My wife and my son, of course, would feel the same way. Thank you to all those that support the ministry, that keep us going. Again, I'll just say this, to explain things. I made the decision years and years ago to stop producing DVDs and actually just give things away for free online. And because, there was a brethren that actually said, hey, you need to start accepting donations for what you do, brother. And I fought that thing at first, and I said, I just want to do the thing here. People don't have to send me donations. And I remember a brother from Australia, and not going to share his name or anything, because, weirdos go after people like that. But a brother from Australia, this is many years ago, and he said, brother, he said, by you not accepting donations, you are limiting my ability to bless you when God has blessed me through your ministry. And he said, I want to be able to be a partaker in the fruit that your ministry produces. And I thought, well, I don't really have a good counter argument on that one. So I said, well, okay, I'll see what I can do. And I had some people at the time that helped me start up the PayPal donation thing. And all these years later, well, here I am. And the Lord's kept this thing going, and I don't know how much longer it'll go. I have no idea. That's up to the Lord to decide. I'm going to be here to preach His Word. Still answer people's questions as much as I can. But, you know, do my best. I think that's going to be it. So we will see everybody in future videos. Please do keep us in your prayers for the 2 big requests, the GoFundMe, new ministry office thing. The Lord would open up a place and we'd have the money to purchase it. And also the thing of PayPal. Okay? So that's going to be it. And as always, thank you very much for your support, for your prayers, and thank you for watching.